This year is not about chasing approval, pleasing others, or losing yourself in the noise of the world. 25 is the year you turn your gaze inward, the year you finally decide to place your energy where it truly belongs, within yourself. When you choose to focus on yourself, you step into your power. You stop scattering your energy and begin creating the life you were always meant to live. Your energy is sacred. It is the life force that flows through you, the invisible power that creates, nourishes, and sustains everything you do. When you begin to see your energy as something holy, something worth protecting, you stop giving it away carelessly. You stop scattering it in places where it is not respected. Instead, you begin to treat it like the most precious gift you've been given. Every morning when you wake up, you are handed a new supply of energy. How you choose to use it will shape your entire day. If you pour it into worries, arguments, or trying to please people who will never be satisfied, you will feel drained before the sun sets. But if you invest it in yourself, in your peace, in your growth, your energy will multiply. It will become a source of strength that carries you through every challenge. So often, people give their sacred energy away without realizing it. They overextend themselves, saying yes to things they do not want to do, entertaining negative conversations, and replaying old wounds in their minds. Each time you do this, you chip away at the energy that could have been used to create joy, abundance, or healing. Imagine your energy as a flame. Every unnecessary conflict, every moment spent doubting yourself, is like pouring water on that flame. Eventually, it flickers. But when you nourish it with love, self-respect, and clarity, it blazes brightly. You must learn to protect your energy the way you protect something valuable. Think about your phone battery. When it runs low, you charge it. You don't hand it to strangers and let them drain it. Yet, with your inner energy, you may have done exactly that. Allowed people to plug into you and leave you exhausted. Protecting your energy means being intentional with who and what you allow into your space. Some people will uplift you, while others will pull from you. The more you become aware of this, the more power you have to choose wisely. Sacred energy grows stronger in silence and stillness. Take time to pause, to breathe, to disconnect from the noise of the world. In quiet moments, your spirit recharges. You will notice how different you feel when you spend even a few minutes each day connecting inwardly. The peace that arises from within is not just calming. It is powerful. It strengthens your energy so you can walk through life with clarity and confidence. Your thoughts are also a direct expression of your energy. What you think repeatedly becomes your reality. Negative self-talk weakens your spirit, while positive affirmations feed it. Saying to yourself, "I am enough," "I am worthy," "I am strong," is not just words. It is energy being directed back into your own soul. Every affirmation plants seeds of light inside you, and those seeds grow into strength, courage, and love. Your body reflects the way you use your energy. When you spend it on worry, resentment, or fear, your body feels heavy, tired, and tense. But when you spend it on joy, gratitude, and kindness, your body feels lighter, healthier, more alive. Treating your energy as sacred also means caring for your body. Resting when you are tired, nourishing yourself with good food, moving in ways that bring vitality. This is how you honor the vessel that carries your energy. The relationships in your life should also reflect the sacredness of your energy. Surround yourself with people who respect your presence, who encourage your dreams, who bring peace instead of chaos. Do not be afraid to walk away from those who drain you. Letting go is not cruelty. It is honoring the sacredness of your life force. You were not put here to be depleted. You were put here to shine. Focusing your energy inward is not selfish, it is necessary. When you are full, you naturally overflow into others. You love more deeply, you create more beautifully, and you serve more powerfully when you are not running on empty. Taking care of yourself first is the only way you can give to the world in a lasting, meaningful way. As you move forward, remind yourself daily, my energy is sacred. Speak it into your heart when you wake up. Carry it with you when you interact with others. Let it guide your choices. Each time you honor your energy, you step into a higher version of yourself. You begin to live with intention instead of reaction, with strength instead of fear, with peace instead of chaos. The truth is, you only get one body, one mind, one spirit in this lifetime. Your energy is what powers all of it. Do not let it be wasted on things that do not matter. Do not hand it over to people who cannot see your value. Guard it, honor it, and invest it wisely. When you treat your energy as sacred, you transform your entire life. You become a magnet for joy, abundance, and love. And most importantly, you finally begin to live in harmony with the truth of who you are. Self-love is your foundation. It is the ground beneath everything you are building in your life. Without it, nothing feels steady. Without it, even your greatest achievements feel hollow, and your relationships leave you searching for more. With self-love, however, everything shifts. You stop begging for approval, you stop settling for less, and you begin to create a life that truly reflects your worth. Self-love is not arrogance, nor is it selfishness. It is the quiet, steady recognition that you are valuable simply because you exist. It is the deep knowing that you are worthy of respect, of kindness, of joy, and of love, especially from yourself. When you live without self-love, you become like a house built on weak soil. Every storm shakes you, every rejection crumbles you, and every disappointment feels like proof that you are not enough. But when you build your life on the solid ground of self-love, you can withstand anything. You can rise again no matter what life places before you. Every thought you think about yourself becomes a brick in your foundation. Harsh criticism weakens it. Constant doubt leaves cracks in it. But affirmations, kindness, and patience with yourself strengthen it. Saying, I am learning, I am growing, I am worthy, may feel small at first, but these words rebuild the ground you stand on. The more you speak them, the more solid your foundation becomes. Self-love shows up in the choices you make. When you truly value yourself, you stop chasing after people who do not value you. You stop sacrificing your peace just to fit in. You stop apologizing for being who you are. Instead, you begin to choose differently. You choose to walk away from what hurts you. You choose to invest in your growth. You choose to listen to your own heart instead of the noise around you. These choices are proof that your foundation is strong. It is not always easy to love yourself, especially if you were taught to put everyone else first. Many people grew up believing that loving themselves was wrong. But the truth is, you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you do not love yourself, you have nothing real to give. Self-love allows you to give without resentment, to help without losing yourself, to care without being consumed. It is the only way to live in balance. Your body, too, thrives when you love yourself. When you treat yourself with kindness, you naturally care for your health. You feed yourself nourishing foods, not because you are punishing your body, but because you love it. You move and rest in ways that honor your well-being. When you look in the mirror with compassion instead of criticism, your energy changes. You carry yourself differently. You shine differently. Self-love radiates through your very being, and others can feel it. Relationships also change when self-love becomes your foundation. Without it, you may settle for partners who do not treat you well or friendships that drain you. You may cling to people out of fear of being alone. But with self-love, you know your value and you will not accept anything less. You attract relationships that reflect the love you already hold inside yourself. You no longer ask others to fill the emptiness because you have filled it on your own. Self-love also means forgiveness. Many people carry guilt, shame, or regret like heavy stones. They punish themselves for past mistakes, forgetting that mistakes are part of being human. Loving yourself means letting go of the harshness and choosing compassion instead. It means saying, I did the best I could with what I knew then. Now I choose to do better. Forgiving yourself lightens your spirit and allows you to move forward without the weight of the past. In the quiet moments of your life, self-love whispers to you. It tells you to rest when you are tired, to speak kindly to yourself when you stumble, to believe in your dreams even when they feel far away. It teaches you patience, reminding you that growth takes time. It strengthens your spirit, reminding you that your worth is not dependent on anyone else's opinion. The more you practice self-love, the more unshockable you become. You no longer fall apart when someone rejects you. You no longer crumble under criticism. You stand tall, rooted in the knowing that you are enough. You begin to create a life filled with choices that nourish your soul. You begin to feel joy not because of what others give you, but because of the love you have cultivated within yourself. Every great structure requires a strong foundation. Your life is no different. Self-love is that foundation. Build it carefully, protect it fiercely, strengthen it daily, and as you do, you will find that everything else in your life begins to align. Your health, your relationships, your work, and your dreams. For when you truly love yourself, you unlock the power to create a life that reflects the beauty and worth that have always been within you. Let go of comparison, for it is one of the greatest thieves of joy. The moment you begin measuring yourself against others, you step out of your own power. You abandon your unique path to chase shadows that were never meant to guide you. Life was not designed for you to compete with anyone else. It was designed for you to walk your own journey, to live your own truth, to unfold in your own timing. Comparison begins subtly. You see someone's success, their beauty, their relationship, their wealth, and a small voice whispers that you are behind. You start believing that you should be further along, that you are not good enough, that something is missing within you. This voice grows louder each time you feed it, until your own accomplishments lose their shine. You stop celebrating your progress because all you can see is how someone else seems to be doing better. But comparison is an illusion. You are comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You do not see their struggles, their doubts, or the nights they cried themselves to sleep. You only see what is presented to the world, and you use that surface image to measure your own worth. The truth is, no two paths are ever the same. The timing of your life is unique to you. What takes one person 5 years may take you 10, and that is not failure. That is simply your journey unfolding in its perfect rhythm. Every detour, every delay, every challenge has a purpose for your growth. If you spend your time looking at another's timeline, you will miss the beauty of your own. Letting go of comparison means trusting that you are exactly where you need to be. It means understanding that the universe does not make mistakes with your life. You are not late, you are not behind, and you are not less than anyone else. You are in the perfect place to learn what you need to learn, to grow in the ways you are meant to grow. When you honor your own timing, peace replaces anxiety. You stop rushing and you begin living. Your worth is not tied to how much you have, how you look, or how quickly you achieve something compared to others. Your worth is inherent. It was there the day you were born, and it will be there until your last breath. Comparison makes you forget that truth. It convinces you that worth is something to be earned, something measured by external markers. But real worth comes from within, and no one can take it from you. When you let go of comparison, you reclaim your power. You stop giving other people control over how you feel about yourself. You stop letting their lives dictate your happiness. Instead, you begin to look inward. You ask yourself, am I growing? Am I becoming more compassionate, more courageous, more authentic? These are the measures that truly matter. They are not visible on social media, but they are the foundation of a fulfilling life. Letting go of comparison also allows you to celebrate others without envy. When you know your path is secure, someone else's success does not feel like your failure. You can look at their achievements with joy, knowing that abundance is not limited. Their blessing does not take away from yours. In fact, their success is proof that more is possible for everyone, including you. When you celebrate others, you open your heart to receive your own blessings with grace. Another truth about comparison is that it keeps you small. It keeps you focused on fitting into standards that were never meant for you. When you compare yourself, you dim your own uniqueness in an attempt to match what someone else is doing. But your power lies in your authenticity. The world does not need another copy of someone else. It needs the version of you that only you can bring. Letting go of comparison allows you to step fully into your individuality, to express your gifts without apology. Practicing gratitude is one of the greatest antidotes to comparison. Each time you feel yourself slipping into envy, pause and count the blessings already present in your life. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. It reminds you that your life is already rich in ways comparison blinds you from seeing. When you live in gratitude, contentment grows, and the grip of comparison weakens. Letting go of comparison does not mean you stop striving for more. It means you strive from a place of love instead of lack. You still set goals, but they are guided by your heart, not by someone else's achievements. You still dream, but your dreams are rooted in your truth, not in the pressure to keep up. This is how you create a life that feels authentic, not one that looks good only on the surface. So release the urge to measure yourself against others. Release the false belief that you are behind. Stand tall in your own journey, knowing it is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust that your timing, your path, and your growth are unique and beautiful. When you let go of comparison, you free yourself to live fully. You begin to see your own progress, to honor your own wins, to love yourself exactly as you are. And in that freedom, you discover the peace and joy that comparison could never give you. Protect your boundaries, for they are the lines that keep your energy safe, your heart strong, and your spirit free. Without them, you are left open to being drained, manipulated, and controlled by the demands of others. With them, you honor yourself. You create space for peace, and you allow relationships to flourish from a place of respect rather than exploitation. Boundaries are not walls to keep love out, but gates that ensure only what is healthy and supportive is allowed in. Many people struggle with boundaries because they confuse them with rejection or selfishness. But boundaries are acts of self-love. They are the ways you teach others how to treat you. Every time you say yes when your heart wants to say no, you weaken your own foundation. Every time you allow someone to cross your limits without speaking up, you send the message that your needs do not matter. Protecting your boundaries is not about pushing others away. It is about standing in your truth. It is about honoring yourself enough to refuse what drains you and to welcome only what uplifts you. A lack of boundaries often comes from fear, the fear of being disliked, abandoned, or judged. You may have been taught that good people sacrifice endlessly, that saying no makes you unkind, that you must always be available. But this is not love. Love does not demand your exhaustion. Real love thrives when there is balance, when both giving and receiving are honored. Protecting your boundaries allows your relationships to grow healthier because they are built on mutual respect rather than silent resentment. Boundaries protect your energy. Your energy is sacred, and without boundaries, it can be pulled in 1,000 directions. People may bring their problems to you, expecting you to carry their burdens as if they were your own. Work may demand more than it should. Social obligations may leave you drained. When you protect your boundaries, you become intentional about where your energy flows. You learn to ask yourself, does this nourish me, or does this deplete me? Does this bring peace, or does this create chaos? Protecting your boundaries means choosing peace over people pleasing, choosing rest over burnout, choosing self-respect over constant sacrifice. Boundaries are not only external, they are internal as well. Protecting your boundaries means guarding your own thoughts and emotions. It means refusing to let negative self-talk invade your mind. It means not allowing past experiences to dictate your worth today. The boundaries you set with yourself are just as important as the ones you set with others. If you constantly criticize yourself, if you constantly replay old mistakes, you are crossing your own boundary of peace. Loving yourself enough to stop the cycle is an act of strength. Protecting your boundaries does not mean you have to be harsh. Boundaries can be set with kindness. Saying no with love is just as powerful as saying yes with love. The tone does not need to be aggressive. It only needs to be firm. A simple, "I cannot do this right now," or "that does not work for me," is enough. What matters is the consistency. When you hold your boundaries, others begin to learn that you value yourself. And those who truly love and respect you will honor them. Those who resist, those who try to guilt or manipulate you, reveal themselves through your boundaries. This is how you discover who belongs in your life and who does not. Boundaries are also a reflection of your standards. They define what kind of treatment you accept and what you will no longer tolerate. Without them, you leave yourself open to relationships and environments that drain your spirit. With them, you raise the quality of your life. You attract healthier people, healthier experiences, healthier opportunities. Protecting your boundaries is one of the clearest signals to the universe that you value yourself. And in return, the universe mirrors that value back to you in the form of abundance, love, and peace. At first, protecting your boundaries may feel uncomfortable. You may feel guilty for saying no. You may fear losing people when you stop giving endlessly. But over time, you will realize that guilt fades, while the peace that boundaries bring grows stronger. You will see that the people who truly belong in your life will not disappear because of your boundaries. They will rise to meet them. Those who fall away were never aligned with your highest good to begin with. Boundaries are freedom. They give you the space to rest, to dream, to grow without interference. They allow you to live authentically without constantly bending to the will of others. They protect your health, your energy, your purpose. Protecting your boundaries is not about keeping people out. It is about keeping yourself whole. So honor your boundaries. Speak them with confidence. Hold them with strength. Protect them with love. And remember this truth: you are not responsible for how others react to your boundaries. You are only responsible for protecting your peace. When you stand firm in that, your life transforms. You will feel lighter, stronger, and more aligned with who you truly are. Growth begins in silence. In the spaces where the noise of the world falls away and the whispers of your soul can finally be heard. Silence is not empty. It is full of wisdom, full of guidance, full of the answers you have been searching for. Yet so often, life is filled with distractions, constant movement, endless voices telling you who to be and what to do. In all that noise, you can forget who you are. But in silence, you return to yourself. It is in the quiet moments that you notice the truth of your feelings. You recognize where you are holding pain, where you are ready to let go, where you are being called to grow. Without silence, those inner truths are drowned out. You keep moving, keep pushing, keep chasing, without realizing you are walking in circles. Silence stops the cycle. It allows you to pause, breathe, and see clearly. Growth begins the moment you give yourself permission to be still. Silence is not just the absence of sound. It is the absence of distraction. It is creating space between yourself and the constant pull of the outside world. When you disconnect from the noise, you reconnect with your intuition. That inner voice, often buried beneath fear and doubt, begins to rise. It guides you gently, showing you the steps you are meant to take, the paths that align with your soul. Growth begins when you start listening. Many people fear silence because it feels uncomfortable. When everything is still, emotions you've avoided start to surface. Memories you've pushed away come forward. But this is where healing begins. Silence brings to light what needs to be released, what needs to be forgiven, what needs to be embraced. Running from silence is running from growth. Embracing it is choosing transformation. Think of nature. Seeds grow in the dark soil before they ever reach the light. Roots stretch deep underground, unseen, before the tree rises tall. Growth is a quiet process. You may not notice it day by day, but in silence, great change is unfolding within you. The more you allow yourself those quiet moments, the stronger your inner foundation becomes. Then, when the time comes to step into the world, you rise steady, unshaken, and clear. In silence, you also learn patience. Growth cannot be rushed. Just as seasons take their time to change, so does the human spirit. Silence teaches you to trust the timing of your life. It shows you that there is no need to compare your journey to anyone else's. When you sit in stillness, you realize that everything is unfolding as it should. That trust becomes a source of peace, and peace creates the perfect environment for growth. Silence also nourishes creativity. When your mind is cluttered with noise, your imagination struggles to breathe. But in stillness, new ideas rise. Solutions appear. Inspiration flows. Many of the greatest breakthroughs, whether in art, science, or personal transformation, have come in moments of solitude. Growth begins in silence because silence clears the space for your soul to speak freely. It is not only about long meditations or retreats. Even a few minutes of silence each day can transform your life. A morning walk without your phone, sitting quietly before bed, pausing to breathe deeply in the middle of your day. These are sacred practices. They remind you that silence is always available, no matter how busy life becomes. Each time you step into silence, you water the seeds of growth within yourself. Relationships also benefit when you embrace silence. Instead of reacting quickly, silence gives you the power to pause, reflect, and respond with wisdom. It prevents you from saying words you may regret and allows you to communicate with greater clarity. Silence teaches you not every situation requires your energy. Not every argument requires your voice. Sometimes silence itself is the most powerful statement you can make. Your spiritual connection deepens in silence. When you quiet the mind, you open space for something greater to enter. Whether you call it intuition, higher self, or divine guidance. Silence is the bridge between the human and the spiritual. It reminds you that you are never alone, that there is always a deeper wisdom supporting you. Growth begins here when you recognize that silence connects you to both yourself and the universe. At first, silence may feel strange, even unsettling. But the more you practice it, the more you crave it. It becomes a sanctuary, a place where you recharge, realign, and rebuild. Growth is not about constant action. It is about aligning your actions with truth, and that truth is revealed in silence. So allow yourself moments of stillness. Step away from the noise, even briefly, and listen. Listen to your breath, to your heart, to the quiet whispers within. Do not force. Simply allow. Growth will come slowly but surely, just as dawn always follows the night. Silence is not wasted time. It is the most powerful investment you can make in yourself. You become magnetic the moment you decide to value yourself, the moment you begin to pour love into your own soul rather than chasing it outside of you. Magnetism is not about what you wear, how you look, or how much you own. It is an energy, a presence, a vibration. When you stand in your truth, when you embody self, love, and confidence, you radiate a frequency that naturally attracts people, opportunities, and abundance into your life. You no longer need to chase. You simply become, and everything aligned with you begins to find its way toward you. True magnetism begins within. It is born from self-respect, from honoring your own needs, from refusing to shrink yourself for the comfort of others. When you walk into a room with quiet confidence, you do not need to speak loudly or demand attention. Your energy speaks for you. People may not even know why they feel drawn to you, but they will sense something different, an authenticity, a lightness, a presence that cannot be ignored. That is the power of becoming magnetic. When you love yourself, you stop radiating desperation. Desperation pushes people away because it is rooted in lack, in fear, in the belief that you are incomplete without someone or something outside of you. But when you shift into self-love, you radiate wholeness. Others feel safe, inspired, and uplifted in your presence because your energy says, I am enough. That wholeness is irresistible. It makes you magnetic to people who are aligned with your truth and repels those who seek to take advantage of your insecurities. Becoming magnetic also comes from clarity. When you are clear about who you are and what you want, the universe responds. Life reflects back to you the energy you project. If you walk around confused, uncertain, and doubting yourself, you will attract more of that same energy. But when you stand with clarity, declaring through your thoughts and actions, this is who I am, this is what I deserve, everything around you begins to shift. Clarity creates alignment, and alignment creates magnetism. Gratitude is another powerful source of magnetism. When you appreciate what you already have, you emit a vibration of abundance. Gratitude says, I am full, and fullness attracts more fullness. People feel uplifted when they are near someone who radiates gratitude because it reminds them of the beauty in their own lives. This energy draws opportunities, relationships, and blessings naturally without force. Gratitude makes you glow from the inside, and that glow cannot be hidden. Magnetism also comes from authenticity. Pretending to be someone you are not, trying to mold yourself into what you think others want, will never make you magnetic. People sense when energy is not real. But when you are unapologetically yourself, when you speak your truth, follow your passions, and express your soul without fear, you shine in a way that only you can. No one else can replicate your authenticity, and that uniqueness is what draws others in. Silence and stillness play their role too. When you are comfortable in your own presence, when you can sit with yourself in peace, you radiate a calm strength. Many people are uncomfortable with silence and constantly seek external stimulation. But when you cultivate inner stillness, others feel grounded in your presence. You become the calm in the storm, and people are magnetically drawn to that kind of stability. Magnetism is not about doing more. It is about being more. It is not about chasing or forcing, but about aligning your inner world so powerfully that the outer world cannot help but reflect it. When your thoughts are loving, when your actions are intentional, when your boundaries are firm, and your energy is clear, you create a natural pull. Life begins to unfold in your favor because you are aligned with yourself. You will notice that when you become magnetic, the wrong people will begin to fall away. Those who thrived on your insecurities or benefited from your lack of boundaries will no longer feel comfortable in your presence. At first, this may feel like loss, but it is truly a cleansing. The space left behind is what allows new, healthier connections and opportunities to flow in. Your magnetism ensures that what is meant for you cannot miss you. Abundance is drawn to magnetism as well. When you radiate self-worth, you stop chasing money out of fear or lack. Instead, you align with opportunities that reflect your value. Work becomes more meaningful, finances flow more freely, and doors open where once there were walls. Prosperity responds to the frequency of worthiness, and worthiness is the core of your magnetic energy. Above all, magnetism comes from love. The more love you cultivate within yourself, the more love you radiate outward. This love is not limited to romance. It touches every aspect of your life. It flows into your friendships, your work, your creativity, your health. Love is the highest vibration, and when you live in it, you cannot help but draw beauty into your life. So focus inward, nourish your soul, care for your body, quiet your mind. Practice gratitude, speak kindly to yourself, set boundaries, and live authentically. As you do, your energy will shift. You will stop chasing and start attracting. You will stop doubting and start radiating. And you will see, without question, that you have always had the power to become magnetic, because magnetism is simply the reflection of a soul in harmony with itself.